Shevchenko, there is no football for me at the moment. In the midst of the ongoing conflict in Ukraine, there is no football for him now, Andrei Shevchenko said. Russia invaded Ukraine last Thursday after weeks of political tensions between the two countries. Russia's actions have led to widespread condemnation and financial, sports and political sanctions against the country in an attempt to prevent attacks. Shevchenko, Ukraine's all-time leading scorer and former coach, has previously called on people to join him in protesting the attacks, and he has called for peace. PSG's official reaction to rumors of an astronomical offer to Mbabane Leonardo, the sporting director of Paris Saint-Germain, has officially reacted to rumors that the club has made an astronomical offer to extend the contract of Kylian Mbabane. As we get closer to the end of the season, the rumors about Kylian Mbabane are growing. According to most reports, the French star does not intend to extend his contract with Paris Saint-Germain and wants to play for Real Madrid next season. Emirati protests against Saudi Arabia hosting the Champions League. The UAE sports site protested against the hosting of Saudi Arabia in the group stage of the Asian Champions League. The Asian Football Confederation has once again hosted Saudi Arabia to host the Asian Champions League. Last season, when Al Wahda applied to host, they said that because the team is in the playoffs, it cannot host the group stage. Saudi Arabia is now chosen to host a group in which it has no representatives. Their power in Asia must be examined. Serious decision of 10 clubs to start the Super League again. UEFA reacted to the possible decision of 10 big European clubs to reform the Super League. Last year, the Super League started with the support of 12 clubs and it took only 48 hours for the project to collapse due to the protests of the fans and the pressure of the media and UEFA. Some teams later expressed their regrets and withdrew from the competition, but Real Madrid stayed in the competition with Barcelona and Juventus and planned to start the league again. According to media reports, tonight the top 10 European clubs plan to start the Super League with a new format and resume that project. Gary Neville, I do not want Abramovich to leave English football. Gary Neville, former Manchester United star, says he would prefer Roman Abramovich to stay in the Premier League. Russia's military invasion of Ukraine has made things difficult for its citizens in many countries. One of the serious consequences of this attack on the football community was the situation of Roman Abramovich, the owner of Chelsea, who officially announced last night that he intended to sell the club. Conor McGregor is thinking of buying Chelsea. The former UFC champion tweeted about buying Chelsea. The former Irish UFC champion, who played for several local teams as a child and has a keen interest in football, revealed his interest in buying Chelsea in a tweet. It is unknown at this time what he will do after leaving the post. I am buying Manchester United. What is your opinion? Who are the potential buyers of Chelsea? After Roman Abramovich announced that he would sell Chelsea, several multi-billionaire and influential men in the industry and sports have asked to buy this London club. Roman Abramovich has put the Blues up for sale after almost 19 years at Chelsea. The 55-year-old Russian billionaire is reportedly feeling the shadow of British government sanctions following Russia's invasion of Ukraine. He is now ready to end his romantic relationship with the London club, which he bought in 2003, and sell it within the next few days if he receives a suitable offer. Sir Jim Ratcliffe. Net assets, £6.33 billion. The wealth of Ratcliffe, Britain's richest man in 2018, has plummeted in recent years. He had £12 billion at the time and topped the Sunday Times rich list, but fell to 25 in 2021 and his fortune fell to £6.33 billion. From a chemical engineer to an investor and craftsman, he made billions of dollars. Ratcliffe is the founder, chairman and largest shareholder of the Ineos Group chemical plant. Ineos, which employs about 19,000 people around the world, produces fuel and lubricants, food packaging and building materials that make up a large part of daily life. In 2018, Ineos had a turnover of $45 billion and a value of $35 billion, but the Sunday Times estimated this lucrative business at just $10 billion last year. Todd Bailey. Net worth, $4 billion. The 46-year-old American financier was reportedly interested in buying Chelsea in 2019, but his £3 billion offer was less than Abramovich's valuation. Bali is the current chairman and CEO of Aldardage Industries, a private equity firm based on the East Coast. He is of German descent, and his grandparents immigrated to the United States. He was on the wrestling team at school and won state championship titles in 1990 and 1991. Bohili's role on the team was so key that the school named its wrestling facilities after him, calling it the Bohili Family Wrestling Room. Hans-Georg Weiss net worth, $4 billion. Weiss, the oldest potential investor at 86, has revealed the sale of Chelsea, claiming that Abramovich had offered to buy the club. He also said that the value of the club should be discussed as the club owes $2 billion to Abramovich. He added, Abramovich is looking to sell his mansion in England. He also wants to leave Chelsea as soon as possible. I and 3 others received an offer to buy Chelsea from Abramovich on Tuesday. But I have to wait 4 to 5 days. Abramovich's demand is very high at the moment. You know Chelsea owe him $2 billion, but Chelsea do not have that money. Today we do not know the exact selling price. Stephen Ross. Net worth, $6 billion. This is perhaps the most controversial choice, the 81-year-old American, who was heavily involved in the idea of the European Super League. Previously, he created the International Champions Cup, a pre-season tournament that pits the best teams in Europe against each other during the summer. Ukraine in the middle of the war. Thinking about the Qatar World Cup, Ukraine wanted to postpone the match against Scotland in the 2022 World Cup qualifiers. The Football Association of Ukraine has sent a request to the World Football Federation, FIFA, and the European Football Association, UEFA, asking for a postponement of the national team's match against Scotland in the 2022 World Cup playoffs. Pay for the school of the girl Wilmots from the pocket of the Moroccan club. According to Belgian media, despite the termination of Mark Wilmots' contract with Raja Casablanca, the club still pays the coach's living expenses, including his daughter's school tuition. The margins of the termination of the contract of the Belgian coach Mark Wilmots with the club Raja Casablanca of Morocco continue. Some Moroccan media outlets have claimed that despite Wilmots stepping down as coach, the club's living expenses are still being paid by the club. According to LE7 TV, Wilmots, who is still living in Morocco, lives in a luxury villa paid for by the club. The media also claimed that the education of Wilmots' daughter, who is in Morocco, was funded by the Raja Club. In addition, Wilmots has a fuel car. Salah criticizes FIFA selection and Ballon d'Or. I cannot do anything. According to many experts, the Egyptian star of Liverpool deserved to be at least among the top 5 players. In the 2021 Golden Ball ceremony, Mohamed Salah was ranked 7th. The Egyptian star confirmed that this surprised him. I was shocked when I saw the 7th place in front of my name, Salah told DMC. There is nothing to say, but no one in the world expected me to be 7th. Anyway, this has happened and I cannot do anything.